video, we're going to be working out at least 10 winter products that you can make right now to get them uploaded to your TPT store and hopefully get some views and sales with them. If you are new, returning, welcome. My name is Lorianne, and this is It's All Primary, where we talk teacher side hustles. This is my second filming. I had someone walk right across my window here. Anyways, it was fine. At the time of filming this, we are a week away, a little more than a week away from Halloween. So right now on TPT, what's trending, if I go there, it is, if I click right here, the top 5 that I'm seeing are Halloween, pumpkin, Halloween math, fall, reading comprehension. In a matter of weeks, that will all be winter stuff. I used to keep track of everything trending, and now that on the TPT Seller Blog, they do it for me, and you. I don't track them anymore, but the words often are the same year to year. People are looking for seasonal products. What we're going to do, this is two parts. The first part, what we're going to do is I'm going to show you my process, how to find a product that is possibly a gap on TPT. And then I'm going to actually share a list of things that you can do that are not worksheets. There are millions and millions of worksheets on TPT. We don't need to make any more. If that's really what you want to do, then have at it. But honestly, my goal is to not make worksheets. I'm trying for other things. Let's do the process, and then we'll go through the products. All right? Now, one of the great things about making a seasonal product, especially if it sells, is that you can make the other seasons. So if this winter product that you're about to make gets some sales, then you make a spring one, a summer one, a fall one. You make them all. And now you've got yourself a bundle. You could also change this into a holiday one. So depending on what you're making, you can just change up the clip art and a few other pieces of content, and this one has become now a template for you. And then you can make multiple resources from that one template. Back when I first started, I made a worksheet, but I themed it. I made a fall one, and it sold. And because I had turkeys on it, it literally sold mostly during the 2 weeks before Thanksgiving. But then I followed it up with a winter one, which had trees and everything. So those two things sell between November and about middle of February. And it's great. And I didn't have to change much from product to product. Okay. You don't want to make them exact. Buyers are savvy. They will figure that out. So we want to change things up, but I can use the foundation of the resource and use that over and over and over again. Things that you need to get yourself started for this process. And I'll tell you, now that I have a friend in ChatGPT, my hour and a half, 2 hours sometimes I would do for research is now maybe 40 minutes. ChatGPT or AI, they are not the be all end all. They make mistakes, and the thing that they cannot do is they can't tell you where the gaps are. Okay, so we need to do a little bit of work. I often get that question. How do you find the gaps? Okay, so get yourself something to drink, get yourself a notebook, or if you want to do something on a Google Sheet or a Google Doc, that's fine. Get yourself somewhere to put notes down. I have 4 tabs on my computer right now. I have TPT open. I have Seller Spy open. I have ChatGPT open, and I have another TPT page open. So I have the main search here, and then I have the Seller Blog. So I use those 4, and you think that's a lot, but you'll see the method to my madness in a moment, okay? Let me get a drink. Get yourself a drink, and then let's get at it. First thing we're going to do is we're going to go to the Seller Blog, and we're going to go to an slightly older blog post. Just go up to the search bar. I'll record this for you. You're going to go to the search bar You're going to type in December, and when you type in December, this blog post will show up, and it says, what are teachers searching on TPT in November and December? Okay, so it's actually last year's blog post. I suspect they'll do another one, but I don't know for sure. But I'm going to go down. I'm going to go past November's keywords because it's almost too late. But if you've got a Thanksgiving resource you want to quickly make it now. Okay, let's scroll down to December. Now, this is really, really interesting. This, I believe, was added. And it says, the search terms below had a relatively low number of results. Compared to how often buyers were searching for them. That is very interesting. In December 2024. So just last year. Okay, I'm going to turn my body a little bit so it helps me see. But this is huge. So they're saying that some of these could be gaps. Okay, now we are going to keep our term broad, and then we're going to whittle down. Okay, but here are, this number starts at 100 and goes to 300. Plenty of ideas right here. But just because it's on here doesn't mean you're going to get a lot of views and sales, because a lot of people are looking at this. They are. I mean, for example, winter coloring pages, right? I'm here at Christmas coloring pages, but let's, again, keep it broad. Winter coloring pages, winter bingo, winter word search. Now, these are paper products, Christmas phonics. Okay, there's lots here. Winter holidays around the world. This is always a discussion at our school. Which holidays are we going to celebrate? Force and motion. They will have some general evergreen type units on here, but we're looking at specifically winter. A winter math craft, okay? So pick for yourself 4 or 5. I'm just going to keep it to winter. I'm keeping this really broad just so I can move along faster. We'll do a winter craft for those art people on here. Winter craft. Snow globes. Snow globes might be interesting. Let's do a science one. So winter, I'll start with winter science. I've got 5. I got winter, and then I've added words to it. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get out of here, and I'm going to open up the main page, and I'm going to type in here winter, just so you can see what we're working with. And even as I'm typing it, you can see winter, winter bulletin board, winter craft, winter activities, winter coloring pages. That are the most 5 typed in words or terms or phrases or whatever that buyers are doing, okay? But if I go to winter, you know what's going to happen. It's 350,000 search results. That is the second highest, okay? So fall is the highest. Winter, spring, and then summer, I believe, is the lowest. That search result's too high for me. So even if I go to winter and add the word math, we're at 100,000. Okay, still too high for us. If I add winter craft, 37,000. Okay, that's better. If I type in snow globe, that number there, when we hit 5,000 or below, you can even go 10,000 and below, but 5,000 and below gives you a good shot at getting on the first couple pages. So I'm going to put that 5100 beside that word snow globe, and actually just quickly type up here to see if, now snow globe didn't show up. So that means they didn't type that word, or not enough of them did. So that means you're not getting as big a search for it. 30,000. Now, you're saying, well, you got to filter them. Yes, but most buyers don't filter right away. They look at the items, and then they maybe go in there and type, say, kindergarten. So it goes from, first time here, what? Thank you. I'm signed in too, you turkey. It went from 30,000 to 12,000. So science is actually a good niche. Literally from kindergarten to 12, but more so in the intermediate middle school, high school levels. Okay. I'm finished with TPT. Now I'm going to go to ChatGPT. And what I did was I said, here's what I asked. So I went to ChatGPT and I asked it, I would like to give 7 to 10 resource ideas for primary, intermediate, and high school authors regarding winter products, okay, that are not. And so what they did was they gave me 5, and 5, I think, and some bonus. And then I said, they were almost all language arts, right? So if you are not specific with ChatGPT or any of the other AIs, they will not be specific with you. You've got to give them specifics. So then I asked them for, can you add science, PE, nutrition? Like, give me something more, please. And then they gave me some more. So let's look at this list, okay? So we've got winter literacy, math, facts, snowball games, winter writing prompts, hot chocolate craftivities, winter science, states of matter with hot cocoa. That sounds fun. Arctic animal mini books, PE, indoor winter movement cards, nutrition, winter snacking sorting, okay? That's for K to 2. Then they gave me almost 10 for intermediate, comprehension, snowflake math challenge, snow holidays around the world, STEM challenges, build a snowball launcher. That sounds really fun. Winter and temperature tracking, plan a menu, winter fitness, winter poetry, creative writing. And then for high school, again, writing prompts, ELA choice board, real world math, science, the physics of snow and ice. That sounds cool. Healthy eating planner for holidays, winter wellness journal, winter topics, figurative language analysis, climate and snowfall patterns. It's giving me now more specific products that I can do. So given your niche, we can pick something. So my niche is K to 2. I liked this, how to make a hot chocolate craft, okay? So I'm going to quickly write this one down, hot chocolate craft, and I'm going to look it up. So let's go back over to TPT, hot chocolate. Does it say hot cocoa? Yes, it says hot cocoa actually. Oh, it says hot chocolate too. Craft. Look at that. 774 results. That's a hot cocoa craft. What if I just said hot chocolate? I don't know if there's going to be a difference. 700. I would actually put hot cocoa and hot chocolate in the title. Which, if I look at the top one right here, so here's 700 results, or let's just say 800. This person did, okay, they did it, they combined it, math. Look how many sales, this is reviews. Let's just say you get 100 sales on one of your products. If you get 10 to 20 reviews, that's a good thing, right? The percentage is low. So when you see this star here with 4.9, 1.3 thousand, that's not how many sales she's done. That's how many reviews. She could have easily have 10,000 sales with this product. It's a $4 product. It's a hot chocolate craft, right? Here's another one underneath it. Hot cocoa craft with their name. That's cute. Now, we don't want to look at these too much because we're not going to try and copy this. Let's look at something else here. Winter science, states of matter. When you have 5 words in your title, the chances of them typing that are low. So no one was typing that. So no one's typing this up. It's got under 400 results. 400. That's amazing. That's something you can get on the first page with if you optimize. Okay, the first one here, winter science experiment, what makes ice melt faster, states of matter. So they have all 5 words, they're just not all typed together. 68 reviews, $3. Okay, but there's a lot here that I scrolled down earlier. There's some that have no reviews, which we don't know if they've made sales. They might have made sales or not, but this would be something that if you're into science, this would be something you want to consider. Arctic Arctic animals. So Arctic animals is being searched. It's in the mini book, I think. So again, ChatGPT is giving me things that are going to be easy to make. We could do a whole research report for Arctic animals, but that's going to take you time. What we want to do is do something fast. Mini books is often searched. Arctic animals are searched. So now we got 2 keywords that are both searched. So let's see what this one is. 200. This is really good. And I always look at the first couple to see how many reviews they've got. Kind of gives me a ballpark of how many sales are happening. And then I go to the bottom to see if everything on this page is has reviews, and some of them do not. So because it's a relatively low search, these are possible gaps for you to create something in. And Arctic animals can be actually an evergreen because Arctic animals live there all year round. It's not just a winter. But a lot of teachers study Arctic animals in the winter. So do you see what I'm doing here? Is I'm just getting a little bit into it to see whether this is worth my time. If the search results, as I've said, are under 5,000, that's my number. Yours might be under 10,000. That's your choice. But I know under 5,000, if I'm optimized, I'm going to be on those first couple pages. And that's what I want. Especially if I'm not making necessarily something for my own class that I'm going to use this year. This is why my research takes upwards of an hour, because I do all these little things. Now, you're saying, what are you using Seller Spy for? This is what I'm using Seller Spy for. So let's go back to the hot chocolate craft. That one seemed like it would be a fun one to do. I already opened up Seller Spy, the Keyword Explorer, which is a free tool. Okay. I actually have the premium, but like I said, if you want to start with the free or you can get a trial, go ahead and do that. And I typed in the word winter. Okay. And then, so these are all the winter terms on TPT, and she will tell you how many exact products are for that. Now this is K to 12. Okay. But the other thing is how many people are searching for them right now. So if you look, the color, and I'm visual. I look at colors. I'm looking for that double green. But I know because I'm creating a head, I'm not going to necessarily get double green. But there's already some movement with some products already that people are looking. There are teachers that are looking already for January. They're getting going because I don't know about them, but us, we are weeks away from starting report cards. And that'll take 2-3 weeks of work, maybe longer. But I'm looking at these colors. So the first color that, because I'm working ahead, I'm not looking for a green. I'm looking for that faint yellow orangey color, this one right here. So this one is Winter Cutting Shapes. There are 2,278, that's a good number. And 25 are currently looking for it, right? This month. That's it. And it's kind of an average. But if you have, see these greens pluses on the side here? If you have a premium account, you can check to see if something's is trending, and you can actually see it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to see if hot chocolate, let's do hot cocoa actually. Actually, there's lots here for hot cocoa. And again, this is why I go on here, because this will break it down further for me. And they're all green, which means so here's the first orange, which is over 5,000. Okay. And then the hot cocoa on its own is 15,000. But we've got a hot cocoa craft. Let me see if I can find it. It's right here at the bottom. So based on their numbers, they are saying that there's 1,000 on TPT. And if I look over, it's orange. There's 32 people already looking for it. There's a couple sales right there. It's got a plus sign here. I'm going to click on this plus sign. And here's how it trends. Do you see this? So this is the trend of last year. The numbers started in October, okay, and it's moving. And by December, you've got 177 people a month looking. Now, that sounds like a low number. It is a low number, but it's also a very specific resource that we're making. Okay, and then, but it literally, you could still be making sales upwards to about the end of February. That's not a bad trend to have. So this is what we're aiming for. We're looking for a winter product that has something like this happening, and we just make it. Just focus, put your blinders on, make it, get it uploaded. And something like this is already getting a little bit of movement right now. The hot cocoa PBL, right? Look, no movement. So no one's looking for it, but there exists 400 of them on TPT. And that's what I don't want for you. I don't want you to make a product so unique, no one's looking for it. So that's all I wanted to say about that. So let's go back to our list. So literacy centers, when we're talking literacy centers, we're not talking worksheets. We're talking on task, hands-on activities, task cards, games, things like this, okay? So making a game board for kids, and all the teacher has to do is provide the little markers or counters or whatever. Task cards, in our class, we use clothes pegs and we use mini erasers. So that's the only thing the teacher has to do. Print it, I always laminate them, and they're ready to go. Snowball games, again, you can make a game board. Writing prompts, again, that's more of a, it's more of a worksheet, but what you could do is, again, create the writing prompts as task cards, okay? And actually, let's quickly go to winter writing prompts. So it's at 19,000, which is a little bit too high. If I drop it to kindergarten, it's still a little bit too high for me. Again, the paper ones, actually, I'm going to type in task cards here, see if that might drop it a bit. Yeah, it does. It's under 1,000. Okay, let's just quickly check Seller Spy. Winter writing prompts. This is why I need 4 tabs open. Second grade winter writing prompts, 1,800. And it's getting a little bit of movement, just starting. Winter story writing prompts, it's a little bit higher. You can make a second grade winter writing prompts task cards just to separate yours from theirs, okay? If you like writing. Movement cards, those are a great idea. This one was a winter snack sorting. You could create, at the K-2 level, you can do a cut and paste, which is what it recommends. At the slightly higher grade, let's do a winter snacks. I don't know if winter snacks is going to show up. Just, I can do this all day. I really can. And then not get it done. So what you need to do, winter snacks, 1,100. I think personally, STEM projects would be a cool thing to do for winter. This one's got build a snowball launcher. That sounds fun. I've had a partner do how to keep a reindeer from flying away, sort of thing. And that one was a hit with the kids, so that was fun. Plan a winter menu, fitness challenge. I wonder if they have fitness challenge on TPT. I have not seen those, but I haven't looked for them. Fitness bingo, fitness worksheet, fitness challenge. They got a math challenge. No, they got no fitness challenge. So you can't just say whatever ChatGPT recommends. You got to play with them a bit. Anyways, some of them sounded good. I think that hot chocolate is one that if you like to make craft things. But now we take it one last step, and this is where I'll show you what ChatGPT will say for me, but what will it say for you might be something completely different if you change the language a little bit. Hey, Lori, ready to dive in? See, we know each other. Okay, so I say, hello. I would like to create a we're gonna do chocolate or hot cocoa. Let's do hot cocoa craft for kindergarten to grade 2 as a TPT resource. I want this to be easy. And then I'll say TPT already has several, I'll say, hot cocoa crafts for student names. I am looking for something different. Different, but will take me little time to create, right? This is the goal. Something that we can do quick, like in a weekend. What do you suggest? Let's see what it says. That's hilarious. Students build a cup of cocoa with paper pieces, then write about the special ingredients they would add. In my cocoa I would put, and then they can share things that they would put in their hot cocoa. That's cute. So you would have to create the cup, some pieces, maybe you could have some existing pieces like clip art of marshmallows or whipped cream, sprinkles, things like that, right? That's kind of fun, okay? Hot cocoa emotions craft. A mug template with blank face circle. Optional steam speech bubbles. I feel when. Okay, SEL integration. SEL is big right now. You could do that. Would be cute. Whoops, sorry, just kicked a cat. Once you are specific, you can get some really cute ideas. I like them. And they tell you how easy it is. Some of them you're only there are going to be a couple pages. And again, then it creates that template to make other things like it. Teachers want ease with their resources that they're buying. Now, just curious, I'm saying, what would be a competitive price point for this? Great question. Pricing is key on TPT. Okay, so a single page craft, $1.50 to $2. Craft and writing, $2 to $3. Multi-craft, where you got math plus art or SEL plus writing, due to the higher classroom versatility, $3 to $4. And then if you make a mini bundle, right, you could do a hot chocolate. You could do mittens, right? Often I hear, when I ask ChatGPT about pricing, they often say start lower to get views and possible sales, and then you can always raise the price. That's absolutely true. Giving you something now to do. So wherever you are in the world, I hope you and your family are staying safe, being healthy, and we'll catch you in that video or the playlist. See ya.